What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show. And of course, when you see my man Jeremiah, you know we're going around the sports world. And with that, we're going to start off at the top. The WNBA had their expansion draft. The two teams that are being added are the Portland Fire and the Toronto Temple. No big names was really in this draft like that. For people who are fans of teams, I know for myself as a Mystics fan, Sug Sutton was snagged, and that was one of our clutch girls. You know what I'm saying? Like she would put up numbers when it came down to the clutch. So, but they kept all their little young talent. What were your thoughts on that? No, finally, well, dealing with the expansion of the WNBA, especially after they done had the negotiations and they got a whopping $7 million
Yeah,
as
yeah.
their cap, as their salary cap. So, what was your thoughts on that?
The first thing you think of when you think about the WNBA and expansion period is one, sustainability.
Yeah.
Uh, because I really and then it also raised the WNBA cap their money.
Mhm.
Now we're gonna have players making some millions of dollars now.
Right.
Uh, but it's just crazy to me because you keep hearing about like the ratings and things like that. It doesn't seem like it matches
Mhm.
what they're doing. But I don't know. I'm starting to think maybe the NBA got money from somewhere because the NBA ratings are down. Down further than what they used to be. So it makes me wonder about that. But the fact of the matter is, Toronto's getting a team and Portland's getting a team. And I think I'm not sure if their rules are the same as it would be with the NBA. I would assume it would be. All the players, all the teams can protect their top eight.
Well, in this one, they protected their top five.
Yeah,
They
I
won't
was about
even.
to say. I feel like it should be top six for the NBA. You ask me, if you're gonna spend, because of those teams, they're not going to be no good. They're not going to be any good. At least they're going to have to build through the draft. Um,
Mhm.
those um, those are other teams because they essentially you get a whole bunch of role players.
Right, and,
You
and
know,
and and that's exactly what happened in this expansion draft. No big names was in this draft. I
yeah,
mean, nobody. But that's because you got free agency coming up,
yep,
and there are
mhm,
some serious names in this free
yeah,
agency class. Let's start with Bam's
yeah,
girl,
Aja,
the
yeah,
the number one WNBA player. Aj
hmm
is in this joint.
yep,
Brianna Stewart is in this joint, and
yep.
we're talking about Sabrina Ionescu. That I always say her name wrong.
Talking about
Yeah,
the shooter from New
yeah,
York.
the one that everybody wanted to get kicked off the U.S. team for, Caitlin Clark. Uh, they're free agents,
Yeah,
and well, Aja didn't already say that. She announced it earlier today. She said,
yeah,
"I am not leaving Las Vegas, so don't expect to be." And then she's going to. They want her to sign the max deal, a whopping $1.4 million. That's so crazy. I mean, when we think about the NBA players, especially the
right,
bums,
right. They're making a lot more than that. They're making a lot more than that.
I mean, what they should do is the worst player in the NBA should switch salaries with Aja Wilson.
At least pay part of her salary, right?
Because it's like,
That's it.
wait a minute, you sitting on the bench, bro. You making too much money sitting on the bench. We're gonna have Aja make your
Yeah,
money, and then
right,
we'll let you make her money.
right.
But yeah, that's the big thing, man. The WNBA, and then you got the draft. The draft is stacked as well.
Yeah,
You got a lot of girls. You got the girl Flood from UConn. You got the girl that I actually like a lot. Most people may not know her, but her name is Olivia Miles, and she has
okay.
been coined the female Kobe. I remember seeing her in a one-on-one tournament where
Yeah,
she faced a lot of girls. Flo J. Johnson was in that tournament too, and she crushed everybody. So she plays for TCU. She's legit.
Yeah.
And so far, from some of the reports, they're saying that Flaugier may fall all the way down to 5, even though
Yeah.
she was supposed to be number 1. So
Yeah.
that's actually a shocker too. But this WNBA season is going to be a good one to draft. The draft is going to be good. Free agency is going to be good. We're going to see how this goes. Let's go to the NBA. Big stories in the NBA. Preliminary voting results have come out for the MVP. Uh, number 1, Shea. Number 2, Victor Wembanyama. Number
Hmm.
3, Joker.
Yeah.
Number 4, Luca.
Yeah.
And number 5, where they actually had him getting actually 0 votes, Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Like, when I saw that, I was like, what do they like? To me, this is like stat watching.
Yeah.
It's not really who's actually the most valuable player. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Because if now again, I understand Shea, I understand Wimby, but there's nowhere in hell you done seen what Jaylen Brown did this season
Hmm.
and not put him right up there. Because everybody's talking about, oh well, Shea had a long season and and he went from the finals and being MVP and all that and finals MVP, and now he's having this good start and his team is number 1. What about Jaylen Brown?
Right.
Jaylen Brown also won the finals MVP. This man lost his other stuff. Understand, he wasn't even the guy.
Yep. He
Stepped
got.
in the role to become the guy, led that Boston team to where they are now, and somehow he's not really considered what's going on with what he's doing in Boston, and the fact that Jason Tatum is doing his best Scottie Pippen impression.
Mhm.
So, I mean, what's your thoughts on the prelim voting where Jaylen Brown is seeming like he's not even getting a vote?
Well, it comes off to me as a popularity vote. You know, even though Jalen Brown is the only, well, he's one of, well, no, three of them, three of them got championships. Jokic, Shea,
Shay
and Jalen.
and Jaylen, yeah, they're the only
Yeah,
three
yeah,
with the
yeah,
champs,
yeah. Those
with the
three
chips. No, no, no.
because Wimbyama
Luca,
don't have
Luca
them.
lost it. Luca lost
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Luca lost it. Uh, and all of them got Finals MVP. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but the thing is, I look at it like a popularity contest. You know, he's being they don't really people really don't believe in Jalen Brown really believes that he's that good. You know what I mean? At this
Mhm.
point in his career, because it's always been him. Jason Tatum's been Jason Tatum's team, or it's he's been like the Robin or one A. He's been the 1B. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
He's been the 1B, and then this year with him riding solo and him getting them to the number 2 spot,
The number 2
in the East,
spot.
the number 2 spot in
Exactly.
the East. And when they expect to fall completely off, not completely off, but at least somewhere down 6, hovering around the
Or being
play-in
in the
game,
play-in
the
tournament or
play-ins. You
something
know what
like
I'm saying?
that.
Somewhere
Yeah.
hovering around there. I think people there, it comes down to it's just a popularity contest, man. But when you look at the raw, you ain't got to look at the stats. Just look at the situations.
Right.
Look at the situations at hand, and then you tell me if Oklahoma City falls off with Shea being off. The only person I would make an argument with would be more of Nikola Jokic, because if Jokic miss, let's say he missed
Jamal
30
Murray
games,
can step up.
yeah, yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know if he can hold the fort down long enough. You know what I mean?
And I,
Victor
I can
Wimby,
understand that. I can understand that.
yeah, yeah, and Victor Wembanyama, I think the Spurs they did a good job of drafting outside of Victor Wembanyama, because they got
Yeah.
Stephen Castle. They're doing all right.
Hmm.
They're doing all right. And then they got De'Aaron Fox. You know what I'm saying? They got the pieces in place to keep the train
Right.
going. And thing is not like Victor. It's not like Victor he was coming off the bench early in the season. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just minutes of restriction. I don't know, man. I don't know who was number 4.
Luca.
Man, get out of here, man. Yeah, he's good, man. But yeah, man, he gets burnt on defense too much. People they don't ever look at. They're always looking at offensive numbers. Then you look at Shea. Shea don't guard the best player.
No, he never guards the
Shea don't
best
guard the
player.
best player. they got defensive players around him. So if people got to guard hide you on the defense side of the ball, you shouldn't
Hmm.
be MVP. And the only person that fits the bill is Jaylen Brown because he
Yeah,
plays both sides of the ball. And
yeah.
the rest of them don't. Well, except Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
defensive player of the year. It's no
yeah, yeah,
doubt
yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
By
Like,
far,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
he's devastating when it comes to
yeah,
defense. He's getting blocks. He's doing it all on defense. So, I mean, there is nobody better than him at this point. But transitioning into that, because you just
yeah,
talked about Luca. Uh, well, we're going to talk about another guy first who's coming back from injury.
yeah.
Steph Curry is coming back, and just in time for them to possibly make it into the play-in. So, what do you think about what do you think is going to happen with the Warriors now that Curry is going to be back, and at the same time he's coming back just in time for the play-in?
They're still about to get smashed. like he, like they might make it into the playoffs. They might make it into the playoffs, but I expect the early first round exit, man. Because let's just say they make it to the eighth seed,
Hmm.
they got to see Oklahoma City,
Right.
and you know what I'm saying is oh Steph Curry can't have an off night, and
Yeah.
everyone else has to be good enough to hold the fort while he's on the bench. And how many minutes you really think he's gonna be ready to play if he ain't really played in forever?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
and that's a big thing, man. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. I think that they may miss the playoffs this year. And it's
Yeah,
solely because he was just out. He was just out. I mean, that knee was really done a real thing on him. So I don't even know how strong his knee is at this point.
right.
You
And
know,
see,
so
Jimmy's still out.
yeah, oh man, and see that's another thing. He wouldn't even if they made it to the playoffs, he
Yeah,
still wouldn't be ready.
right.
So yeah, that's one of those things where man, they're gonna have to pack it up and wait for next year and be ready for next year to really pour it on the teams because Butler be back, hopefully Butler be back.
Yeah,
We still don't know about what's gonna happen with Draymond Green because they were already talking about him not being back. So you definitely don't want to lose that particular piece, but yeah, and Lu- Curry's coming back. Luca's now out in a game where they had nothing to play for. They should have
mm,
sat him down. They
yeah,
didn't, and he ended up in a situation where he he ended up in a situation where he sat up there and got injured, messed up them
yeah.
hamstrings.
Hamstrings. That's all physical injuries, though.
So, what's your thoughts on that? And we're talking about this is the Lakers team that now has to go back to relying on LeBron.
Yeah, man. And LeBron, uh, literally my age out here running up and down the court. Oh man, them Lakers, man. Sheesh, man. Luca. I don't know if he's going to be. You know how funny hamstrings are. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Everybody can't be. What's the buddy from the Bucks? The
Oh,
rookie.
Giannis.
No. Buccaneers. Buccaneers.
Oh, Buccaneers. Oh, you
He was
talking about Mike Evans?
no. He was a rookie this year.
Oh, you talking about Mbuka
Yeah, Booker, the one that hurt his hamstring, was there the next week. Everybody can't beat him. Everybody can't just hurt their hamstring back and just
and
come back
come
next
back.
week. Come back and full go. Man, Luca, you know hamstrings. A month can go by. A whole month can go by. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And you still get out there. You think you're good. Next thing you know, they tighten up on you.
And you talking about this is the NBA where
Yeah,
you running up and down every
up and down.
minute of the moment. So it's
Yeah,
like there is no breaks in between. Like with the NFL, at least if what happens is that if the offense goes three and out, you might have a chance to relax and chill
yeah,
and all that. NBA, you don't get that.
yeah,
So Luca going down is going to be bad for the Lakers because
yeah.
I think LeBron's time as a top star, even though, in my opinion, he's never really been a top star. Video coming soon about that. Uh,
I
um,
gotta see that one.
but yeah, I think the Lakers go down now
Yeah,
because I think that Luca was a bit pretty much the entirety of their scoring, and Rivers was able to sit up there and play off of that.
yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah.
that LeBron is going to be the focal point again, there's no way that Rivers is going to get the ball. We might actually see son and daddy try to take over the Lakers.
Did you see him last night when they put him in the game?
Yeah,
You see his son, they put him in the
gave him
game?
the
I was like,
assist.
it's
Like
nah,
we keep it nowadays. We keep it some ridiculous stats. I mean, anytime you
yeah,
sit up there and say, "Oh, he broke Wilt Chamberlain's 20-point game record, 20 points, 20
yeah.
points scored," and they get like, do we really care
Yeah,
about
no,
20
nobody care.
points?
Yeah, they are making they finding ways to break records.
Yeah. So that's that for the NBA. We're now going to go to the NFL, man. I mean, again, more work, more stories in the NFL. Stephen Gilmore retires.
Mhm.
Long time cornerback.
Yep,
Been one of the better cornerbacks in the league during his playing career. Uh, as he was getting older, started to tail off a little bit, but was still one of the tougher defenders in the league, even at
yeah.
his age. What's your thoughts on Gilmore's retirement and his career during his time in the NFL?
That's solid, man. He's going to be Hall of Famer because he got Defensive Player of the Year.
Mm,
He got underneath his belt. Played for the Patriots, the Colts. He played for the Panthers 1 year. He played for a lot of different teams towards the end of his career.
yeah.
Uh, but hey, he only retired for one or two things. Either he ain't have it no more, or he's like, I don't want to do it no more.
Or nobody was picking him up.
Yeah,
Nobody was
that
picking him
too.
up. I
Yeah,
mean, and not only that, you're talking about a guy who's an All Pro, has basically shut down some of the best in the
yep,
NFL. His pathway to the Hall of Fame is cemented. There's no way he doesn't get in, or there'll be questions about why he hasn't gotten in. He's been one of the better ones
yep.
in the league, and congratulations to Stephon Gilmore, retire. Oh, also, Darius Slay retired too.
Oh, big play
He
slay.
announced his he announced his
Yeah, yeah.
retirement too. So he's another one. Not really certain if he'll be a Hall of Famer. He
Nah,
was good in Detroit, was okay in Philly, but
he
I
won't
don't
go
know
to
if he'll
Buffalo.
be yeah, yeah. Well, and not only that, Terry McLaurin used to give him the business. But
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if he'll be a Hall of Famer, but was a good player. So congratulations to Big Play Slay as well. Kurt Cousins finds another dummy free general manager to pay him big bucks. Uh, you know what's crazy? I seen this thing where they had the quarterbacks who are currently in NFL who's made the most guaranteed money. On that list was Matthew Stafford, Tom Brady, and Kirk Cousins. What's the difference between the other two guys? Super Bowl
That's Super
wins.
Bowls. Yep, yep.
And you telling me Kirk Cousins has found a way to constantly find people to give him money, even though he hasn't been successful when it comes to actually getting a team over the hump into the Super Bowl and winning one?
One playoff win.
Crazy.
One playoff win against
in,
the
in,
Saints.
in, in his entire career.
Career, yeah, yeah,
Like, that's the craziest thing ever. Who like that? Like that?
yeah. Hey,
It's like this.
hey,
I like them paychecks you're getting, bro. Because man, you sold everybody a dream.
but think about the Vikings are the one that well technically the Washington's the one that started with the franchise tagging.
Yeah, when they
Started the
start,
franchise tagging,
yeah, kept putting them franchise tags on them.
and then Minnesota decided to be because you got to think about it. Fully guaranteed contracts was unheard of. Kirk Cousins was like the
Unheard
first
of.
one to get one.
Yeah, and it was like it wasn't
It
it
was like
like 80
it was
million,
84
80
million. I
something
think it was
million.
84. I think
Yeah,
it was 84
yeah.
million. 84
Hmm.
million, all guaranteed. That was crazy. That was crazy. And then it started to train from there. And then next
Yeah.
thing you know, he didn't win, and then he won one playoff game against the New Orleans Saints, which was an upset.
Hmm.
I think against Drew Brees on the road in New Orleans. But that's it.
And then convinced Atlanta that even though he
Yeah.
blew his Achilles, he was guaranteed 100 million. And now he goes to the Raiders and guaranteed 20 million. So I mean,
Hey.
understand it. Could you imagine being guaranteed 100 million and 20 million in 2 years? 120 million in 2 years, man, and you ain't did nothing.
Nothing. Nope.
And both times, well, nah, yeah, because I mean, well, we'll see what happens with the Raiders and
Oh,
stuff like that.
and they didn't feature him on the documentary twice. I think that documentary quarterback.
Who the
That
Kurt?
comes on Netflix. Yeah, he was for Atlanta, and then he was, I think, year before he was with on Minnesota.
Oh yes, he was. Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah.
got him twice. So you think about he had making money. He making money.
Make
Netflix, you name it. I don't
I
know.
tell you, man. Have you ever met anybody who's so bad at their job, but people still felt the need to just give them a buttload of cash?
Not that type of money.
Not that type.
Not that type of money. No, not that type of money.
Next, man, we're gonna talk about the conversation and the debates happening right now about Jalen Hurts, man. Like everybody, for some reason, I've never seen a quarterback so brutally abused and talked about when it comes to him than anybody. This man has taken Philadelphia to the Super Bowl twice.
Hmm.
One year he almost became the MVP in a loss in the
Yep.
Super Bowl. Then he comes back and gets it and actually wins it, but then they still just trash him. Like they just crap on him all the time. And it's like, what is it about? Like, what is it about Jalen Hurts? I mean, the guy's had, I think I saw something where he's had 15 different offensive coordinators or play callers in his career. So
Hmm.
far in the past 5 years, he hasn't had a consistent play caller at all.
Right.
Is it really Jalen Hurts? Or is it the fact that there's no continuity for him to get comfortable with? What is your
Hmm.
thoughts on everybody debating about Jalen Hurts and his ability, and nobody's talking about the fact that he's had this inconsistent coaching for so long?
Yeah. So you gotta look at his career totality. I'm talking about college and all that.
Hmm.
So he went to Alabama. He was a man in Alabama. National championship game that he finally gets in, I think it's his junior year. Gets a
Yeah,
national championship game. He gets taken out at halftime. Tua comes in and he
and
finishes off
wins
the
it.
game. And
Yeah,
yeah, comes back and they win. Uh, he goes to
transfers.
Oklahoma, he goes to Oklahoma. He makes the playoffs. I think with the I think top four. The four playoff team.
Yeah,
4
yeah,
team
yeah,
playoff.
yeah. So he
He,
was they were one of the four. Yeah.
yeah, he made it there, and then he goes to NFL. At that point, it's almost like I think people are looking at him like the Nick Foles effect. You know what I'm saying? Like he has a great team around him. So people start discounting you when you have a great team around. I'm talking about your
Right.
offensive line. When your offensive line is good, your receiving core is good, your defense is good. You don't have like any weak points. It's like whenever
Right.
they won Super Bowl, they really had any weak points. So people start discounting how good you actually are. And then whenever you start losing those pieces, like this year, it didn't look the same. It didn't start looking the
Right.
same. Now AJ Brown doesn't help it.
Yeah.
AJ Brown is not helping his
You
case at
talking about the
all.
librarian?
Yeah. The one reading books on the
the
side
the
around.
bookworm, the bookworm.
So when you look at his career in totality, you look at him like he went to Alabama, to Oklahoma, he had Philadelphia where they got a good team around. He's always had a good team around. You rarely look
Mhm.
at him like, all right, he can
He's the
actually
guy.
carry a team. Yeah, he's the guy. He has a whole bunch of great guys around him. So that's where the battle comes in. Now if he comes in and let's say AJ Brown's gone, he got like one good receiver. The tush pushes out the door. He really can't do that because the offensive line sucks. Just say that. And Saquon Barkley's not in the backfield, and he does that. You're not gonna have no choice but to give him some props. You know what I mean? If he wins it, but that's hard. That's hard to do.
Yeah,
That's how we look at it.
and you talking about this season, you talking about the offensive line wasn't together.
Right?
Saquon Barkley was having a down season.
Yeah, the
You know what I'm
down
saying?
compared to that. Yeah.
And yeah, and it's like, what is he supposed to do? Like,
Right.
in all honesty, what was he really supposed to do? Y'all want him to. He clearly doesn't feel comfortable throwing across the middle, but I think
Yeah.
it has more to do with the offense that he was in. And
Mhm.
again, you can't have a guy learn offense after offense after offense after offense and don't expect for his mind to eventually be mush. I
Yeah.
would I wouldn't be I remember years ago we had Jason Campbell in Washington. And I
Oh yeah.
remember
That's
Chris
a minute.
Cooley making a
God
comment
dang, Chris
that
Cooley.
Chris Cooley had made the
I heard that name
comment
in a while.
that he said they was in Jim Zorn's offense
Uh huh.
and Jason Campbell called the play from Joe Gibbs's offense. So, but they ran
Oh
it
man,
because everybody on the team knew the
knew what it
play,
was.
but it wasn't the play that Jim Zorn called.
Oh
So
man,
it's one of those things where it's like when you take a guy through so much of that,
yeah,
eventually he's going to call something, or he
yeah,
might just be like, you know what, the hell with this. I'm going to do what I want to do. Everybody here already know this play call anyway.
yeah.
So guess what? This is from Shane Steichen's playbook.
Hey, that's the cost of winning. It's when you have
Exactly.
when your head coach not offense coordinator.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
that's the big thing right there,
yeah,
man. I mean, it'd be different if he did call plays, but
yeah.
because he doesn't, that
Right.
really does hurt Philadelphia, and it hurts Jalen Hurts. Double entendre, kind of crazy.
Yeah,
uh, we're going to go into it. UFL Week 2 is happening. We saw the 4-point field goal, which was amazing. We saw some really good football in the UFL. And I keep saying this. It would be nice to eventually get some names in the UFL. Being as
yeah.
though this is the spring league, it would be nice if some teams would utilize this as a training ground, especially for their quarterbacks. Like it would be nice to see some of the guys that are backups and things like that. Guys like Zach Wilson. Why is he not in the UFL? Why is Kenny Pickett not in the UFL? Guys who need
Mhm.
those reps, guys who need that time. Spencer Rattler. Put him in the UFL. Put guys in there that they can benefit greatly from that. How about this? Anthony Richardson. Put Anthony Richardson in the UFL.
Yeah,
Get these guys in there and get them running because if you have these names in there, I think you get more people watching
one hundred
because
percent.
they're like, oh man, because remember, if you remember NFL Europe, I think it was NFL
Mhm.
Europe. Remember they used to have they were with the team, and on the back of their helmets was the team that they were going to be assigned to once the NFL Europe season was over.
Mhm.
So you kind of got that familiarity of like, oh
Yeah.
man, this guy's coming to my team. So, oh yeah, I'm gonna check this out. So, what was your thoughts on the first week of the UFL, being as though you're kind of new to the spring league and moving forward with the league?
Yeah, I thought it was entertaining. I thought it was entertaining. I watched part of that the game from I think y'all team was Washington.
The defenders, the
Yeah, defenders.
defenders and the
I did.
Battle Hawks.
Yeah, did catch a couple of pieces of that. But I want to get back to what you were just talking about, and something I didn't think about it. They don't have a G League.
No, they don't.
There's no G League. So when you sit here thinking about there's no developmental league, none of that stuff.
Right.
So these guys are pretty much developing in training camp
In
and
training camp.
whatever off season things, they're not getting the proper reps.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If they were able to get reps, they had a league that, hey, you're on a two-way contract. If you're on
Hmm.
a two-way contract, go down. Hey, you need to get some reps? Boom, boom. Hey, we'll get you back in it. But the only problem is, would it be the same offense that they're running? Would it be
And,
the
and,
same defense that they run?
and I know some of the things that they don't want because you do want your team in the UFL to have some familiarity, especially when it comes to players.
Yeah,
But sometimes you need those big names.
yeah,
Sometimes you need them. And don't get me wrong, not everybody's going to develop in year one of the UFL. They
mhm,
might need another year. They might need a third year. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And ever since the whole talk is about quarterback development, why not try it? Why
Right.
not just try it? Just see. Like I said, Andy Richardson, everybody's talking about his career is over. Yet still Sam Darnold got an opportunity and
He
all
got a
it,
couple of them. Yeah.
Zach Wilson. Somehow people are still signing Zach Wilson, and I don't understand why.
Hey, they still signing Kirk Cousins. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, well, but at least he plays.
Yeah, I know. hey, they re-signed Phillip Rivers, man.
Off the couch. My man looked like he had just finished eating a hot pocket.
Oh man, yeah, hey, that's one of the craziest things I probably thought I would never see. Uh, I never thought I would see, man.
It was like he was on the couch eating a hot pocket like this, and all of a sudden his wife was like,
Yeah.
"Baby, the Indianapolis Colts are calling you." What you mean? Hold on, let me
Yeah,
finish drinking this
yeah,
Pepsi. I'll be right
yeah.
over there.
Man, that's the craziest thing. Oh, Phillip Rivers, he came out there. Hey, luckily for him, he's never been a mobile quarterback, so it ended up working out for him.
Yeah,
He didn't
so
win that one game.
yeah,
He didn't win that one game,
yeah. Like
but
only thing that was missing was him sitting in the lazy boy between timeouts.
yeah, yeah,
uh,
that's pretty crazy.
but last but not least, the NCAA tournament is coming down to the end. The 4 games are happening on the women's side are happening tonight. UConn, South Carolina, UCLA versus Texas. On the men's side, I think the Michigan Arizona game is Saturday, and I think the
Yeah.
UConn and Illinois game is on Sunday. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what's going on. What's your thoughts on the games? The women's side, UConn, South Carolina. What you think about that?
Well, I definitely be watching the Gino versus Don matchup.
Yeah.
That's a matchup I'll be watching. I don't know if I have no time to watch the other game, but I would definitely be watching Gino versus Don. That's UConn versus South Carolina.
Yeah.
Because Gino he held it down for so many years. They won it last year. They won it last year.
Beating South
But
Carolina.
right. So they rematching. They running it back in the Final Four.
And this will be their third time going
Yeah.
at it.
Ever since Don Staley got down there, man, it's kind of like the ties changes a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, but then you got the men's side of the house. We got the men's side of the house. You got the UConn, Illinois. I think UConn will be able to pull that one out. But the real matchup is going to be watching Arizona versus Michigan. I
Man,
think
their
I almost
bigs is
see
gonna be
whoever wins.
crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, man. That 1 versus 1. But I think I might go Michigan. I might not go in Michigan for this one. And then you know what? You never know. UConn might win another natty because it's only one game. We'll
It's
see what they get
only
to do.
one game, and it's against
See what
Illinois,
they do.
who has shown very good skill against teams. But man, this is probably the strongest UConn team we've seen in a very long time. Like we haven't seen UConn be strong since, in my honest opinion, maybe when I think Karan Butler was there. Like
Kemba Walker.
yeah, Kimber Walker. Yeah, nah, was Kimber Walker
No.
was UConn?
No.
I thought it was Kentucky.
Nah, he was definitely UConn.
He
He
was
was UConn.
UConn. Okay.
Yeah, he was
But
definitely UConn.
I mean, but even with that, that was him. That was
Yeah.
only him. That team was only him.
But yo,
But
Butler, god dang, good lord.
yeah, Karan but because I think that was that
Yeah.
team that was like I can't remember who was on it. I remember Karan Butler. It was a couple other players that was on that team. That
UConn
was
has some players.
yeah, but yeah, I mean this is their strongest team in a long time, and then Arizona and Michigan. Man, that's going to be. It sucks that they were on the same side of the
God.
bracket.
Yep.
Like that's what really sucks about that. But again, they thought that Duke was going to be in it. That's another thing. Cam Boozer gets announced as player of the year. Shocking.
Yeah. With his two moves. That's it.
He's going to be a mirror image of his father in the league. Like
Yep.
that is. But you
100%.
know what? You know what? I
It'll
could be
get
wrong. I could be
he
wrong because with the wide open spacing in the
he can
NBA,
shoot, so I give him that.
he might be a little bit better in the NBA. But I
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
don't feel he'll be that breakout star. Like he
Nah.
won't be a
Yeah.
Banchero. He won't
Nope.
be a Banchero coming out.
The only way he's gonna get a whole bunch of attention, like let's just say somehow, some way, he end up on a big name team like the New York Knicks, the Lakers. It has to be like a really big market team,
Oh,
one that's always getting televised.
right.
He'd be a very good role player for something like if Lakers had him, they'd be good. They'd be really good. Like have him as a role player because he
Right.
can rebound, he can defend, off ball not so much, but he can shoot. So you got a big man that can spread the floor.
And see the problem with that, the teams that he would be better on are going to be picking late, like
Oh yeah,
Boston,
yep,
Dallas. And
yep,
like it's going to be teams that's further
yep.
down the
In the
draft board.
draft
So
board, yeah.
yeah, so that's going to be crazy. But with that being said, y'all, that was the sports rundown, and y'all tell us what y'all think in the comments below. How do y'all feel about this upcoming weekend? It's a sports weekend that's going to be something big as we keep going on. Y'all tell us in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share with all your friends. Other than that, man, this has been your man John Fortune, along with my man Jeremiah Street, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.